Hello students, welcome back to the biology class. So in the last class we finished the 7th chapter, and that is the structural organization in the animals. We did the tissues, and to be giving a slight amount of information to you, and the CBSE this year has removed frog, earthworm and cockroach, which is there in your NCERT book. Those material has been removed for this academic session. So now the next chapter to start with is the 13th chapter, reason. Now we have covered the 5th chapter. 6th chapter has been removed. 7th we have already covered, that is the structural organization in animals. 8th, 9th, 10th we had already covered before the summer break, and now because CBSE has made changes for this academic session, so 11th chapter and 12th chapter are not included in yours this present session. So the next chapter to start with is the photosynthesis in the higher plants. That means we are going to cover now 13th, 14th and then 15th chapter. That means photosynthesis followed by respiration, followed by the plant hormones chapter, plant growth and development. So photosynthesis in the higher plant is the chapter's name. And we all know that the autotrophic organisms have the ability to synthesize organic food from inorganic raw material, and in this process they consume the physical and chemical forms of energy. One such group of organisms are called as the photoautotrophs. So we'll be learning about what exactly photoautotrophs are. And these organisms are those which manufacture organic compounds, that is carbohydrates, inside the chlorophyll containing cells, and we know those chlorophyll containing cells are called as mesophyll cells. In 10th class you have done this word. Meso means middle and phyll means leaf. So when you cut a section of leaf, you will find there are two epidermis, upper epidermis and the lower epidermis, and in between those two epidermis you have the tissue which is generally rich in chlorophyll, and that tissue is called as the mesophyll tissue, or the cells present there are modified parenchyma cells which are called as chlorenchyma. They may also carry collenchyma cells modified as chlorocollenchyma. So there are only two types of cells. There are only two types of cells in plant tissues that are able to perform photosynthesis, and they are namely parenchyma containing chlorophyll or collenchyma containing chlorophyll. So now you have understood what exactly are the mesophyll cells. So these organisms manufacture organic compounds, that means the carbohydrates, inside the chlorophyll containing cells, and now this process takes place because of carbon dioxide. So they form organic food from carbon dioxide by utilizing the sunlight's energy, and this process is called as photosynthesis. So in this process carbon dioxide is utilized with the help of the light energy and changed into the organic form, and all green plants and phytoplanktons, cyanobacteria, algae, they all are able to perform this process called as photosynthesis. Now the overall equation which you have already done in the 10th class is 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of the sunlight or radiant energy give rises to glucose, that is 6H12O6 plus 6H2O and 6O2. Please remember that this oxygen in this process comes out from water, does not come out from the carbon dioxide. Now there are some facts which you should remember that is first one, annually about 75 into 10 raised to the power 13 kilogram of carbon is fixed through the process of photosynthesis, and this produces 1700 million tons of dry organic matter or weight every year annually. And about out of this content, 90% of this process occurs in the oceans, and in oceans the major photosynthetic organisms are phytoplanktons and algae. So I hope this point is clear to you. Now we move on, because in photosynthesis is something which you have already covered in the junior classes. So let's go into details instead of doing the superficial things. Now main thing you need to remember here are the historical landmarks, or what exactly scientists have done for these many years. Remember that scientists took more than 300 years they kept studying photosynthesis to come to find more and more fascinating points. So it took them 300 and more years to discover every fact today we know about the process of photosynthesis. So to begin with, the father of plant physiology. Now what is physiology? All the biochemical reactions which go on inside a living organism and its study is called as physiology. So the father of plant physiology is Stephen Hales. Remember this, he is considered as the father of plant physiology worldwide. In 1727, he discovered that the green plants require sunlight for their nutrition. So the requirement of sunlight was made clear by Stephen Hales himself. And then in 1770, this is given and explained in NCERT in detail, Joseph Priestley performed the experiment. The experiment was regarding the burning of the candle. So this experiment is given in the NCERT. It is this on page 207. It may be 208 for those who have a different book because new editions have come up. So in this experiment, what he did, he took a bell jar and placed a mouse inside along with the burning candle. After some time, he found they both died because by this experiment he confirmed that something has been taken away by the burning of the candle and by the respiration or breathing in of the rat or mouse. Now in the second experiment, what he did, he kept a plant inside and he found later on everything continued to survive. The candle continued to burn, the rat continued to survive. So according to this simple experiment, he explained that something is taken away by the burning of candle and the breathing of the animal, and that is again brought back into the atmosphere by the green plants. So he called these two gases as the phlogiston, which was later discovered to be carbon dioxide, and dephlogiston, which was later identified to be oxygen by Lavoisier. So Lavoisier was the one who identified these gases of the Priestley's experiment.